As the sun dipped below the jagged skyline of ruined buildings, the full extent of World War I's devastation became visible. Streets once bustling with life now lay silent and desolate. In one particularly haunting view, the outlines of war-torn cities like Ypres and Verdun arose like skeletal remains, reminders of the fierce battles that had taken place. In the jagged remnants of trenches, abandoned rifles and torn uniforms whispered tales of the soldiers who had fought and died there. Against this backdrop, the returning soldiers stepped onto the platforms of their hometown stations. They were met by families and friends who barely recognized them, changed as they were by the trauma of war. The jovial reunions quickly gave way to the sobering realization that these men and their homes had irrevocably changed. The landscape of European politics was undergoing its own transformation in dimly lit rooms where diplomats from the world's major powers convened. The Treaty of Versailles was inked with great hope and deeper apprehension, aiming to prevent future wars by imposing severe reparations on Germany. But within those chambers, seeds of future discord were being sown as new nations emerged from the fallen empires of Austro-Hungary, Russia, and the Ottoman Empire. Amidst these monumental shifts, the day-to-day struggles of civilians painted a bleak picture. Chronic shortages due to disrupted supply lines led to rationing and bread lines. Entire communities were uprooted and displaced, seeking refuge in new and uncertain territories. Over it all loomed the heavy, unseen specter of the influenza pandemic, claiming lives in numbers rivaling those of the Great War itself. The tapestry of post-war Europe was further complicated by the rise of new political ideologies. Economic instability paved the way for movements like Bolshevism and fascism to gain traction, promising radical solutions to desperate populations. Nations grappled with economic turmoil as the cost of war strained treasuries, leading to inflation and unemployment. As the old guard of global power waned, new players like the United States began to exert their influence. The mood of the era was one of cautious optimism mixed with an undercurrent of anxiety.